bearing fruit in his favor. And, I'll say true to form. A couple of us were selected to go over to the White House to give, and I think Jonathan Swan's written about this, to give him the news on what happened with the call of the race, but more importantly, our advice on how to go forward. And it was me, it was Justin Clark, it was Dave Bossie, and it was Eric Hirschman. We went over to the White House. They were going to meet him as he got off out of the motorcade and off the golf course to have that conversation. We were very, very, very honest and frank with what we thought his chances were. There were some options in front of him. The state legislative option, which has been talked about, court challenges, which have been talked about, and multiple times we wanted to make sure, he heard it. Multiple times we said, this has a 5 to 10% chance of success. And, it was a 90-minute meeting, 2-hour meeting. About 3/4 of the way through, he had to excuse himself to do something, some call or some meeting, some official function. And then he was going to come back. And even in that interim period when he was out of the room, we all said again, hey guys, when he comes back, we need to say 5 to 10% chance again. Want to make sure there's no mistake that he misheard something. We want to be super clear. That was the Saturday. And he came back in and we told him again, 5 to 10% chance. And people always mischaracterize his mood and his reaction. His reaction was not anger. It wasn't, unhappiness with something that was done or wasn't done. His attitude was, well, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. In a very matter-of-fact, calm, measured way. So that was the Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay. Were you guys in the Oval or in the residence for that?
Upstairs in the residence.
And you're talking about you guys want to make sure that he understands the chances of success. Is there conversation about what failure means, right? And what he's putting at risk by, moving forward on it?
The things that the options that were proposed were not at all the dangerous goose chases that we've seen play out over the last, 2 months. We thought that there was a real option in the court case that was lost in Wisconsin. We thought that there was a real option, or a real chance for success. The judge, the Republican judge, disagreed, and we still think that was the wrong result. But it was a measured, planned, and discussed plan for Wisconsin, for example. In Georgia, again, at that time, they're still counting votes and the recount hadn't happened. My point is each state had a variation of plan, right? Wisconsin was the court case. Georgia was the recount.
I meant more of is there, the more times, I'm sure that the path to, a revolt at the Capitol was not, part of the modeling that day in the residence, but, there must have been a sense that any time spent on on challenging this would be time taken away from some sort of polishing the resume in the last couple of weeks, or, the legacy.
Maybe.
Because you guys are concerned. You had been concerned between that, in the few days leading up to that about that issue, right?
Sure. And look, I think the things that were discussed were